A fantasy draft is the great equalizer in Madden 23 franchise, except for when it's not, because today we're going to be doing a fantasy draft where I can only draft defense until it is entirely filled out. And y'all loved the last one of these so much, the offense only one, which go and watch that after you finish this video, that I thought I would do another. And speaking of that, super quick, let's see if we can get to 1,500 likes on this video, and if we can hit that, I have another really fun fantasy draft planned. I'll give y'all a hint. What's a good hint? I'll give you 3 players that have something in common. Tyreek Hill, Tariq Woolen, Tyquan Thornton. And it's not that all their names start with T, there's something else in common, obviously. So if we can hit 1,500 likes, we'll do that kind of fantasy draft if you can guess what it is. So if you like the video listening right now, we would hit like 15,000 likes. It takes you like 2 seconds, and I would very much appreciate it. And let's see if we can get to 11,000 subscribers and another special video whenever we can hit that. And if you want to be an OG of the channel while you still can be one, the time is very much running out. Be sure to subscribe. And very last thing, I promise, let me know down below what type of rebuild. Can be fantasy, can be a throwback, can be a whatever type of rebuild. Just let me know what type of rebuild you would want to see me do. But that's enough plugging. I'm too excited to get into this to keep talking, I guess. So let's get into more of me talking. Get a drink, get a snack, get whatever. This is gonna be a very fun one. Really, the only rule of this is I can't pick any offensive or special teams players until we have at least 1 starter and 1 backup at each offensive position. So we have to pretty much entirely fill the defense out. So with that, without further ado, let's get into the fantasy draft and let's hope we have a pretty good pick. Of course not, we have number 24. But what's gonna be the strat here? Well, I think the strat with the first pick is gonna be fairly obvious. Probably the best defensive player of all time. Oh, my voice gave out, that's cool. Of all time in Aaron Donald. I just woke up literally half an hour ago, give me a break, but Aaron Donald, welcome to the Philadelphia Eagles. That is a terrifying sentence in the context of the actual NFL. The Colts took Bill Cosby in the 2nd round, but can't do that. We gotta go defense. I don't want to go all fossils for our team. I want to go with some younger players. You know what? Let's just go with the highest overall young player here, and that's going to be Quinnen Williams. I don't know how great I feel about another D lineman now that I think about it, because we are a 4-3. Let's not do that. Should I go with Minkah Fitzpatrick or Derwin James? Let's go with Derwin. Probably the best safety in the NFL. Used to have health issues, but has been decently healthy lately, knock on wood. Sorry Chargers fans for when he gets hurt now, inevitably. But let's add another Los Angeles player in Derwin James. And I definitely want a good corner while there are still some here, so let's go with Denzel Ward. I get him a lot in rebuilds, but he's kind of like the one corner that's like a really good rating and is really young, because Gilmore's obviously a better rating, but he's fucking 31. The other one is Marlon Humphrey, but he's already gone, so let's go with Denzel Ward. And let's take an actual Philadelphia Eagle here in Hassan Reddick. Massive breakout year last year. I was always screaming at the Cardinals to not play him at fucking off-ball linebacker and to actually use him as a pass rusher. And the Eagles do that, and he develops a little more, and he becomes one of the better pass rushers in the NFL last year. So we're just gonna keep him on the Eagles. I feel like we're building too old of a defense here, but it is going to be really good to begin with. So let's go with DeMarcus Lawrence. Already 30, but I think he's like a demon in this game. He's like fucking crazy. I still have him at a 91, which definitely feels a little high. I might lower that a little bit, but DeMarcus Lawrence, welcome to the Eagles, your division rival. And you know what? Literally just took him in the last rebuild I did. I don't know if this is gonna come out before that one or after, but Antoine Winfield, there are like fucking 15 safeties you could consider top tier. Antoine Winfield is like on the back-ish end of that, but is still a top tier safety in my opinion. At only 24 years old here, I think he's 25 in real life. Let's take him. And this is the last pick I'm gonna show here. We're gonna take Charvarius Ward. I have no idea why he has normal dev in this game. I wish I could change it in my rosters. You just can't change dev traits for whatever reason. That's something you can only change in franchise, which is annoying. But he's gonna be our number 2 corner here and should be a very good player. So I'm gonna obviously fill out the rest of this defense, and we'll see how this team shapes out. Okay, well, here we are at the end of the draft, and y'all see the team overall: 72 offense, 91 defense, which is even better now because I moved some players around. It's like a 93. I think the last one I did did was also an 80 overall defense, so if you're gonna do this the way I do it, with my rosters, it's gonna be about an 80 overall. But let's get a look at the team. So here is the less exciting part about this, the offense. We did get some pretty good players. I went for a decent amount of rookies, like I got Josh Downs, Tank Dell, Darnell Washington, Tyler Steen, John Michael Schmitz, just because, you know, they're obviously really young and I want to get them to develop. We're gonna have a Kellen Mond moment too, who was absolutely horrendous in the Hall of Fame game. So that's not great. And then here is the more important part of the team, the defense, which is up to a 93 overall now. We're up to an 81 overall team. I mean, y'all saw a lot of these picks. I don't think y'all saw like Shaquille Leonard, Bobby Wagner, TJ Edwards, Jalen Carter, Trey Hendrickson, DJ Reed, Devin Witherspoon. Like, we got a lot of good players, clearly. So this team should be very, very good, at least on defense. But overall isn't always a thing that has an effect in this game, which is beyond brain dead. So I don't even know if this defense is going to be good at all. I wish I could force it to be good, but I can't. Our offense will probably outperform our defense just because Madden simulation, again, is brain dead. But either way, I'm very happy with how this team came out. Why did we drop to a 92? Does Leonard have an effect on the overall at middle linebacker? Well, I guess. Okay, well, that's stupid. Bruh. Okay, well, oh yeah, also, by the way, why the hell do Bobby Wagner, Shaquille Leonard, TJ Edwards, Trey Hendrickson, and DJ Reed all have normal dev? And Ward already, but I already talked about him. Like, why? For what reason? I think some of them were hurt. Well, I guess, no, just Leonard. I don't know, that's stupid as hell. Either way, though, let's get into this actual rebuild of this team, and let's get to the mid-season point of year one, and I really hope we're doing pretty well. We will see, though. At least this defense. Bruh, my family went to go see the fucking Foo Fighters in Spokane, Washington, and like my dad's childhood friends with one of the members, so they got to like go backstage and fucking meet all the members and everything and just hang with them. And instead of going to that, I was like, I want to get a video done, so I'll just stay. So, you know, I don't make the best decisions sometimes. We'll say that. My mom sent me like a picture of my dad and sister with fucking Dave Grohl. So yeah, I definitely made the right choice. Definitely. I'm happy about that. Smile. So we're 3-3 at the midseason point of year one, which that's totally fair. I mean, we have a terrible offense, the best defense of all time. I guess that would average out to be average. I mean, we're an 81 overall. That's probably average here. Our offense is somehow 18th in points scored, and our defense is just barely top 10. I don't feel great about that. I mean, at least we're top 10, but this is like the best defense ever. It should be much better than that. But we have some re-signings here. Denzel Ward, we definitely want back. 5 years, 106 mil. He re-signs. Antoine Winfield, 5 years, 73.5 mil. He re-signs too. I hate having to re-sign good players so early. It makes this team expensive quick, but it is what it is. Devin Witherspoon, 7 years, 75 mil. Damn. All right, he re-signs at least. That's a lot of money for a backup, but I would rather keep him than have him join another team and probably become a monster. I guess we can re-sign like AJ Cole and fucking Daniel Carlson. Oh, he doesn't take it. Okay, cool. Fuck you too then. But everyone else is just like a bad offensive player or just a bunch of backups. So with that, that's all there is for us to do here. So let's get to the end of year number one. I have no idea what I clicked. Okay, cool. And hopefully we can end up being pretty good. We will see. All right, well, we're starting off early, I guess. If you've seen one of my videos before, y'all know why we're here. I guess I'll plug again. That's my tradition whenever something happens. Be sure to like and subscribe. It takes you like 2 seconds. It's a free and super easy way to support the channel. I would very much appreciate it. And of course, once we get to 11K, very special video. Well, special video. We save the very, very special ones for like every 5K-ish. But also 1,500 likes, and I'll do another fantasy draft one that I think y'all will enjoy. But this is a look at the team at the end of year one. I'm surprised our offense didn't go up more, and overall only from a 72 to a 73. Kellen Mond's up to a 70. He had like 3 upgrades throughout the second half of the year. He must have been pretty good. And then here is a look at the defense. Didn't go up at all, but I mean, it was already good enough. But in year number one, we finished 9-8, just sneaking into the playoffs. We did thankfully end up with the 3rd best defense in the NFL. Was I looking at the wrong one? Was I looking at like the Steelers rankings? I might have been. I hope not, but yeah, we had a very good run D. Our offense ended up being pretty bad, 29th in points scored, which is realistic. I mean, it sucks. It should have been last, and our offense should have been first. But either way, Kellen Mond was solid. 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, 15 picks. Not a great completion percentage and kind of too many picks, but for what Kellen Mond is and what he looked like in real life a couple nights ago at the time of recording this would be amazing. I don't know if he was good enough for us to keep him. If he had the season in real life, then for sure, but for Madden, this was probably towards the bottom in terms of stats. Maybe we can get some trade value out of him, though. I guess we'll see. Deontay Foreman was terrible. He's a lot better than this in real life. Only 800 yards, only 3.3 yards per carry, only 6 touchdowns. Ew. Josh Downs with almost 1,300 yards, though 11 touchdowns. KJ Hamler with 900 yards. Darnell Washington with over 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. Even Tank Dell was solid. Blocking was not good. None of our linemen did well. That's always fun. Bobby Wagner led the team in tackles with 115. Derwin with 110. Tackles for loss, 20 from DeMarcus Lawrence, 18 from Aaron Donald, 12 for Carter, 11 for Reddick. And sacks, 16 for Aaron Donald, 13 for DeMarcus Lawrence, but only 5.5 for Hassan Reddick in 1,100 snaps. What the hell? Only 2.5 for Trey Hendrickson. He should have had more, but he was a backup, to be fair, but still should have had more. But interceptions, 3 for Bobby Wagner, 2 for DJ Reed, and then 1 for a few players. I wish our pass rush was better. It was still good, but like the group of Aaron Donald, Jalen Carter, DeMarcus Lawrence, Trey Hendrickson, and Hassan Reddick would ruin the NFL. Straight up. It would be unfair to play against that team. It would be like the Eagles pass rush last year on crack or something. But MVP here goes to Trevor Lawrence on the Browns. I'm going to say something that is going to make Jags fans really mad. In the last like month or so, he has become so fucking overrated. I mean, don't get me wrong. He will be very good. And there are quarterbacks that I see better than him right now that I would take him over because I do think he will be a monster in the future. But I made this argument before, I think in another video or something. There were times last year he definitely still looked like a rookie. I mean, he led a cool comeback last year in the playoffs, but to be fair, he was the reason they had to come back. He threw like 4 picks or something. And I see people saying like he's a clear top 5 QB. You're absolutely either biased or just listening to everything other people say. Again, I think he will be good, and I actually think he will be a top 5 QB this year. But to look at last year and say he was a top 5 QB, that would be insane. I'm sorry, but it just would. He's like top 10-ish, around that range, like 8 to 10-ish. But anyways, rant over. I'm sure Jags fans are gonna murder me. I don't give a fuck. You do you if you want to be biased, fair enough. But we have Will Levis at number 2 for MVP. This is a list for sure. We have Baker on the Cowboys. Patrick Mahomes stays on the Chiefs. They must have had the number 1 pick, which is unfair. Josh Allen on the Packers. I could see that for some reason. Maybe just because he's white. I don't know. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Bijan as a rookie. What? The Panthers always draft him. I don't know why, but I don't think I have ever seen him not on the Panthers in one of these fantasy drafts. Do certain teams have certain strategies? Like, genuine question. I kind of just thought it was like one strategy that just every team uses and just whatever player best fits that strategy that team takes. But I don't know. Bijan is always on the Panthers here. Deontay Hardy on the Rams up here. Josh Downs up there at number 10. Max Crosby on the Seahawks. Holy shit. Wins Defensive Player of the Year. They are sick of having a terrible pass rush. There's no way they would do this in real life. But they get Max Crosby and Von Miller and they top 2 Defensive Player of the Year. And the Vikings get 3 and 4 for NFC Defensive Player of the Year with 2 pass rushers. Interesting. Aaron Donald up there at number 6. DeMarcus Lawrence at 9. Nice. Of course, Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Bijan. Josh Downs at number 2. Wish he could have won it, but Bijan must have been a monster. He'll probably win Offensive Rookie of the Year this year. He's like one of the best he's the best running back prospect I've ever seen, personally. Better than Saquon, in my opinion. Maybe that's crazy, but I don't know. Darnell Washington at number 6. Jameson Williams, not a rookie anymore, and in a gray box for some reason. EA is a great multi-billion-dollar company, by the way. They're amazing. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to not a rookie. It goes to Lucas Van Ness on the Commanders. Tariq Woolen on the 49ers. I would kill myself. We're done now. Best QB goes to Dak. All right, thank you. you, EA. Very cool. EA loves realism. But we have a first of many scenario before we get in here against the Minnesota Vikings, who had, I guess, the second best pass rush in the NFC behind the Seahawks. You know, I don't think I've ever looked at like these deep offensive ranks, like third down percentage giveaways. They were really good on third down for some reason. Wait, our defense was only 11? I guess like in terms of yards or something. But anyways, we have a first of many scenario before we simulate the game against the Vikings. Always gotta play it cool, you know me. Give me those sweet and... Or no, I guess we don't get the staff points. Never mind. We will next week though. But let's simulate this game against the Vikings and probably lose, I would guess. Okay, no, we do get a win. 23-20. It was a close one, which is fair. We're gonna be taking on the 9-8 Atlanta Falcons here. We do have a better roster than them, but not by much. So if we lose this game, I won't complain at all. Although I will complain when our defense is the reason we lose, inevitably. But give us those sweet and juicy staff points, please and thank you. But anyways, let's simulate this game against the Falcons, and hopefully we can get a win. But if not, it's only year one. And we do. We're on to the conference championship against another 9-8 team. What the hell, dude? We have an upgrade for John Michael Schmitz. Cool, I guess. I mean, that helps for sure. We have a breakout running back too. I said two really weird, but I feel like we never see breakouts in the playoffs. It's for Deontay Foreskin. We're not going to keep him, even if he does hit the breakout. He was terrible this year. But let's simulate this game against the Packers, and let's see if we can make the Super Bowl. Probably not, and we don't deserve to, but we'll see. We do get a win against the Packers. We're not the best team ever at all. It says we only have an 82 defense now. It's a weird glitch where it just takes the team overall and puts it where the defense is. I don't know why that's a thing, but it's always interesting. He gave a good effort out there. I've never seen that message, but he didn't hit the breakout, unsurprisingly. I just hit my mic like twice in a row, I'm sorry. But we're gonna be taking on the Texans of all teams in the Super Bowl, which maybe DeMeco Ryans is a really good coach. And with a new roster, you never know, but they're only an 81 overall, so I don't know about that. It looks like they have Saquon. I didn't see who their QB was, actually, unless I'm just stupid, which I am, but... Oh, they just kept CJ Stroud. Okay, cool. They also have Terry McLaurin, Rashad Bateman, John Mechie. They just kept some Texans players. Tyron Smith, kept him in Texas. TJ Hawkinson's, I don't know. Quandre Diggs, I mean, he was a Texas football player. They just kind of went Texas, I guess. This isn't the best team ever, though. It's a team of players that are like future stars, I think, like John Mechie, Evan Neal, Zion Johnson, Rashad Bateman, maybe, CJ Stroud, Trent McDuffie, but it's not like the best ever. So let's jump in here, I guess. In the last rebuild I did, which I don't know which one's gonna come out first, but spoilers, I did not jump into the Super Bowl we were in and we lost, so we will jump into this one, but this is just the beginning. I mean, it's only year one. Give us those sweet, juicy staff points, thank you. But let's jump in against Houston and let's probably lose. I can't wait. Can't wait for Kellen Mond to throw 5 interceptions. No, it'll definitely be our defense. Why am I so pessimistic? Well, I guess I have my reasons, but still. It's probably annoying to listen to, but also at the same time, I don't really care. Got my fucking caramel macchiato from Starbucks. I'm so white. God, I love that graphic. That makes me so bricked up. The whole like deserty looking theme for this past Super Bowl turned me on so hard. Maybe I'm just fruity. I like bright colors, you know what I mean? Like that whole pink, yellow type beat. I don't know, it's cool. But anyways, let's simulate to the end of the game and let's see if we can get a win in the Super Bowl. We go up early 3-0, make that 10-0. The Texans do score, and it looks like they're driving again. They get a touchdown and miss the extra point. It looks like they're going to score again to double our score. We're getting kind of smoked here. Our offense is dead. They're up 30-13, now 33-13. They shouldn't be destroying us. We have a better roster and a much better defense. How the hell do they put up 36 points on a fucking 93 overall defense? I was right. I said it was our defense that would screw us over, and I wasn't too far off with Kellen Mond. I said like 5 picks. He threw 3. That's close. No, I love this game. It's a well-made game and very realistic, by the way. Smile. Getting 36 points put on a 93 overall defense by the Texans in the Super Bowl was not on my bingo card for this rebuild. We'll say that one, Chief. But we have some re-signings here. I don't really care. It's just a lot of backups. I feel like I have to sneeze really bad, but yeah, it's just a bunch of mid here. Are there any starters? Is Spencer Bierford a starter? I can't remember. Jackson Carman might be, but also if he was dog shit. it. Okay, yeah, he allowed 10 sacks. That's not great. So we're gonna let everybody here go. I actually do want Warren McClendon back because I had him in the last rebuild and he actually did really well. So we bring him back. I don't know why he did well, but he did. But everyone else here can go. I'm fine with that. So let's see what we can do in free agency. Hopefully add some pieces to this offense, but we'll see. I can almost guarantee we won't make another Super Bowl. Okay, well, unfortunately, there aren't really any players that we need that are interested in the team. So we're just gonna go for Jordan Mailata and I think you say it Young Wei Koo, or saying Young Ho Koo is funnier, so we'll go with that. One of the better kickers in the NFL. But I guess we're just trying to bring in another Eagle here in Jordan Mailata. I wanted to get a full 5 bars, but he isn't interested. He would definitely be interested in real life. Like, if this whole scenario played out, he would probably want to rejoin the Eagles. But anyways, let's see if we can sign either of these two players. We might sign neither, to be honest. I would much rather get Jordan Mailata. I don't really care if we get Young Ho Koo. So let's see if we get them. They both sign, and we get neither. Go fuck yourself, dude. What the hell? All right, fun. I love this game. Okay, well, here we are in the draft. The Jags have the #1 overall pick. We had the #5 pick to begin with, but the Saints don't have that pick anymore, obviously. I just sent it back to the Saints, and I took like a 2 and a 5 from them or something, because those are 2 picks that the Eagles are projected to have from the Saints, or not that they're projected to have, that they do have from the Saints. Or I think the 5th is from like the Buccaneers, but who cares? But anyways, we don't pick until number 31, obviously, so it's gonna be tough. But we're obviously gonna look for offense. There was one really good QB available. Of course, he is gone now. He was top 5. There is still a good player available, though, in Dwayne Wiggins. But honestly, Kellen Mond was kind of good last year, and I'm trying to think if this guy will be worth it. Well, based off of what I know about how injury works, there's a good chance this guy is normal dev, just because he does have low injury, but he'll still probably be like a 73, which will be an upgrade, but Kellen Mond wasn't bad. Although Keenan Brewer looks fucking insane. Do we have a pick where we could get him? Oh, we do have an early 5th from the Saints. So, you know what? Ooh, also Rayshawn Session looks good. Is he fast? Ooh, he is pretty fast. There are some insane deep... This guy might be even better than that other guy. Ooh, there's some insane deep threats in this class. But we're gonna take a risk on a QB here. We are gonna take Dwayne Wiggins, even though Kellen Mond was pretty good. He wasn't amazing, and I mean, I guess there's a chance this guy does do amazing. Literally, all of his player notes are good. There isn't a -1 there. He's gonna have normal dev. I'm accepting that, but we're hoping he's like a 72 or 73. He's 6'4", 228, 22 years old, out of Oregon State. Elite throw power. Not the best ratings in the world. I am especially concerned about the injury, but is a good deep threat, is a good deep passer, I guess technically a deep threat. Strong, not the slowest in the world, I guess. Let's take him. He does have hidden dev, 99 throw power. Holy shit, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Almost 80 speed too. Did we take Josh Allen? Wait, like genuinely, what was Josh Allen's 40 time? I think it was somewhere around like it was a 4.76. We took fucking Josh Allen at the end of the first. That's insane. I don't know if he'll do well, but he has a good dev trait. All of his other traits were good, and he has really crazy ratings, like 99 throw power, so I'm happy with that pick. Now here we could go with a lineman, but which receiver should we take? We're gonna go with a receiver. I actually think Rayshawn Session might be better. Also has elite speed and has elite agility and acceleration, and his ratings are maybe better. Not as good of release, but probably better awareness, hopefully. A deep route, B catching. This might be a mistake, but let's go with Rayshawn Session. I said the last guy probably wouldn't have a dev trait, but he did. But a lot of the time these deep threats do not have one, and he does have the needs to work on simple concentration drops, which doesn't make sense because he has good catching, but fair enough. Fuck it, let's take him. Yep, normal dev. Okay, a lot of the time these deep threats do just have normal dev, but he still could be a good overall. We will see. I feel like the concentration drops one is a good sign for deep threats, what their dev trait, dev trait is gonna be. And we like desperately need offensive line, so let's see which one of these guys are the best. I think it might might be Devontae Stevenson. He's the strongest at the very least and has good ratings. Another low injury player though. But at the same time, that like 80 overall superstar lineman I took, the guard with like 42 reps or something, did have like F injury and he was still a monster. So I don't know, it might not matter for linemen. We will find out. I've become like obsessed with the injury rating, but it is a pretty good sign of if a player is gonna have a dev trait or not. But either way, Devontae Stevenson, welcome to the Eagles. Okay, he does have hidden. Apparently it doesn't really matter for offense. Good strength, good jumping for a lineman. We'll take it. Good agility too, damn, okay. Ooh, Roman Dean. This is gonna be probably the last pick I take, but this guy has 40 bench reps, solid 40 time 2, like good enough ratings. I feel like the ratings are always backwards. Like you would think a guy like this would be a power guard, but his power is bad. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about that. Just another unrealistic thing, but looks fairly similar to the last guy we took. Maybe not as technically refined, but stronger. He's only 21 years old, out of Alabama. Let's take him. And another hidden dev player, 92 strength, which is 42 reps, really only 92 strength. I guess that makes sense, but I feel like that would be a little higher. But either way, looks like a very good player, so we'll take it. Now with that, I might take like a running back or two or something, but I'll see y'all for the draft recap. Oh, there goes CJ Anderson. I wanted to take him just because, you know, the Broncos had a running back named CJ Anderson, and that would be kind of funny. Okay, so here is a recap of the draft. We did very well, low-key. Dwayne Wiggins is a 73 overall at QB. 99 throw power, of course. What's his deep? 81 deep accuracy? That's very good, obviously, for a rookie. I like that pick a lot. We're probably gonna trade Kellen Mond now, but, you know, he did really well for what I expected from him. Hopefully he can do well for whatever team we trade him to, but hopefully not like MVP well, or else I'll cry. Rayshawn Session, even though he doesn't have a dev trait, is a 76. That's about what I was expecting. Really good speed, good deep route, good spec catch, good catching, good everything pretty much. Not a great short or medium route runner, but who cares? He's a deep threat. We're just gonna send him deep. And then these two guards right here, like I said, they are, their stats are almost identical. I mean, there are things that are slightly different, obviously, but not by a lot. Even their jumping's really close. Stevenson has 31 throw power for some reason, and then Roman Dean has 33 deep accuracy. What the, were they like high school QBs or something? Hopefully not with like 12 throw power, but maybe. But either way, both of them look very good. We'll probably move one to tackle. I guess maybe Dean, because he's 6'5", right? Yeah, we'll see whichever one like goes down in overall the least. And then I picked two running backs here. Jason Bonds is a 69, nice, with hidden dev. I don't know how much he's gonna play, but I do like the hidden dev at the very least. And then the better overall running back, Al Morant, unfortunately doesn't have a dev trait, but is of course a better overall, a little faster. He looks like a solid player for sure. Good value in like the 5th round or wherever we got him, yeah. And then I just simulated the rest out. The CPU did okay, got some okay depth. So this is a really solid draft class, especially considering where we picked in the draft. So I'm very happy with it. But with that, let's get into year number 2 of the rebuild. All right, well, we're going to be trading Kellen Mond in a 6th round pick to the Commanders for a 2nd round pick. I don't know why the hell Kellen Mond's going to be wearing number 28. Do they just not have any single digit numbers available? Was he wearing that for us and I didn't even notice? I don't know. But yeah, he's going to the Commanders. They had like Mason Rudolph starting at QB, which shout out to Remake, I guess. Always suggesting a Mason Rudolph rebuild. Yeah, that's who it was. So it's definitely an upgrade at the very least. And I can't wait to see him win MVP. I'm gonna fucking scream and cry when that happens. We actually have a mentor rookie here too. I guess I'll show this. I don't normally show these, but if we're here, I might as well. Is this probably gonna be the receiver? No, it's one of the running backs, Al Morant. We will go long-term development. That's actually pretty huge because he didn't have a dev trait, obviously. So that's pretty nice to see. We'll take it. Okay, well, I just recorded a whole thing for this little team breakdown before the season, but my recorder did the stupid thing where it like the screen doesn't actually move and it's just stuck on something. I fucking hate, I mean, OBS is amazing. It's like a good screen recorder. It's crazy that it's free, but that's a new glitch that's just been happening in the last like 6-ish months, and I fucking hate it because it will completely ruin some clips. But anyways, here is a look at the team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. I'm gonna make it quicker because I'm mad now, but I'm not actually mad, but like still. The offense is looking much better heading into the year. We're up to a 75. I cut Deontay Foreman because he was bad, and I replaced him with Chuba Hubbard. I guess we replaced one Panthers running back with another. I mean, for Deontay Foreskin isn't on the Panthers anymore, but he was last year and he was really good low-key. But hopefully Chuba Hubbard can do better here. I guess that's what it says. I mean, his name, C. Hubbard, Chubbard. But you know what? That's what I'm gonna call him. Chubbard and Foreskin. I'm really mature, by the way. I wish they could still be together, but it is what it is. But obviously, very good draft class for the offense. I had a whole ramble about how this guy's maybe even a better prospect than Josh Allen was. Because Josh Allen, I mean, he was a really high upside prospect, but he did have his, like, big flaws. While Dwayne Wiggins actually already has an ideal sense of pressure, which Josh Allen definitely did not have, and ideal forcing passes, which Josh Allen really didn't have, and arguably still doesn't have. He still throws a decent amount of picks, but whatever. Josh Allen just had a crazy offseason where he, like, reworked his mechanics entirely and became a top 3 QB, which is still one of the weirdest breakouts ever, because he was really bad before then, like his first couple years in the NFL. But anyways, we got 4 starters from that class alone on offense, so that's pretty good. And then here is a look at the defense. Only 1, or I guess 2 dev-ups on the entire team. DeMarcus Lawrence went up to superstar and Bobby Wagner went up to star, which he probably should have already had, but whatever. At least he has it now. But this is obviously a really good looking team, and the offense should only get better throughout the year. Hopefully it can go up to like a 78-ish overall. We'll find out. But I'll rearrange like the specialists and everything, although it doesn't look too bad. I don't really want Hamler starting in the slot though, but I'll rearrange it. So with that, let's get to the midseason point of year 1, and hopefully we can do pretty well. Hopefully we don't have a big sophomore slump, or not sophomore slump, Super Bowl slump, even though we probably will. I guess it is a sophomore slump because it's year 2. Anyways, let's get to the midseason point. Okay, well, I was definitely wrong about having a sophomore / Super Bowl slump this year, but I'll take being wrong if that means we're good. We are 5-1 at the midseason point of year number 2. And actually, I see the Commanders right there. I want to see how, I almost said Sam Howell. I want to see, ooh, what the fuck? Dwayne Wiggins is awful. I want to see how Kellen Mond is doing. He's doing all right, for sure. Better touchdown interception ratio than RQB, but still not a good one. What the hell? What's going on with Dwayne Wiggins? What's his dev trait? He is superstar dev. That's what I was hoping for. Okay, so we'll take that, but like, what the hell is this season? At least he has a good completion percentage, but like, Also, Chuba Hubbard is bad. I don't know. We'll check the stats more at the end of the year. How the hell are we 5-1? We should, I mean, I'll take it, but our stats definitely don't scream 5-1. They scream 1-5. But let's see if we have any players to re-sign here. Oh, yes, we do. Okay. Derwin James, we obviously want him back. We'll offer him 5 years, $95.5 million. He re-signs. You'll love to see it. DJ Reed, we want back too. We'll offer him 4. Well, do we need him back? We have Devin Witherspoon waiting, and we're already paying him, so I don't want to pay 2 corners just for one of them to be a backup. So I guess DJ Reed is the odd man out, unfortunately. TJ Edwards, will re-sign him 4 years, $61 million. Okay, fuck you too then. Bobby Wagner, though, is old. We might re-sign him just because he's interested, but we'll do that after the year, after he regresses. And then the rest is mostly backups. I mean, Dylan Parham's a starter. We can't even re-sign him yet, though, but how's he doing this year? Not great. We'll probably just replace him. So yeah, the rest of these guys are backups for the most part. So with that, let's get to the end of year number 2, and hopefully we can make the playoffs once again. Okay, well, here we are at the end of year number 2, and once again, y'all know why we're here. If you haven't already, take the like 2 seconds. I would really appreciate if you liked the video and subscribed. Again, 11K for a special video, 1,500 likes, and I'll do another fantasy draft. I'm sorry for plugging so much. I just didn't know we would make the playoffs this much. I kind of wasn't sure how well this would go, but it is going very well. And of course, let me know down below what type of rebuild I should do next. Any idea you have. But that's all there is for me to plug here, really. We're up to a 79 offense. I think I guessed 78, so pretty close. We're up to an 84 overall team, but in year number 2, we finished 12-5, getting a first round bye. We actually had the overall number 1 defense in the NFL this year, so, you know, as it should be, we'll take it, of course. Number 1 in points allowed, number 1 in pass yards per game, number 1 in rush yards per game allowed. Definitely a good year from our defense. Dwayne Wiggins definitely had a big bounce back in the second half of the year. 5,000 yards, 36 touchdowns, 15 picks, which is a little high, but considering he had 8 touchdowns, 9 picks at the midseason, he like, dude, if he played how he did in the second half of the year for both halves of the year, he would have won like MVP or something. I mean, this would be a borderline MVP season for real life, just it's probably below average here because its passing seasons are always ridiculous. Chuba Hubbard was also bad this year. At least had more yards, but same yards per carry, so he pretty much did the exact same as Deontay Foreskin did, so not great. We're just gonna need to sign a running back, I think. Almorant had 11 rushing touchdowns. I guess he was our goal line back. Oh my god. Josh Downs had on the dot 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns. Darnell Washington had almost 1,000 yards. Rayshawn Session almost 1,000 yards as a rookie, 6 touchdowns. KJ Hamler close to 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. We almost had 4 1,000-yard receivers, but we only had 1, so I guess we didn't almost have 4, but I mean, also we did at the same time. I don't know. Blocking was good, I guess. John Michael Schmitz was really good, and Devontae Stevenson was really good, but Dan Moore was fine, I guess, for Madden. Roman Dean was fine, I guess. Dylan Parham was bad. And then Shaquille Leonard led the team in tackles with 101 tackles for loss. 20 for Aaron Donald led the team, a lot in total. And then sacks, 18.5 for DeMarcus Lawrence. He's a monster in this game. I don't know why. I mean, he's like obviously good in real life, but I don't think he's ever had a season like this. And he's on like the back half of his career. He's regressing in real life, but whatever. Aaron Donald with 13.5 sacks, 9 for Reddick, better than last year at least, 7.5 for Carter, 5 for Hendrickson, again, better than last year. In less snaps, he doubled his sack count. Okay. And then interceptions, 3 for Leonard and Denzel Ward, and then 2 for Charvarius Ward and DJ Reed. But that's it. Only 10 picks total. But for yearly awards, MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes, still on the Chiefs here. Joe Burrow on the Broncos at number 2, but Dwayne Wiggins at number 3. I guess never mind to me saying it was a below average year. He was almost MVP. Most of the time that would have been a below average year for Madden, but this is like the first realistic passing season I've seen. For that to be the third best, that's about what it would be in real life. Josh Ortega, this was the like top 5 talent QB, but we got good value. Our guy's already up to a 79 and ranked higher than Josh Ortega in the MVP race, so that's nice. Offensive player of the year goes to Deontay Hardy on the Rams, I guess taking over the Cooper Kupp role, even though that's not what he's like in real life at all. Okay. Josh Downs at number 7, Dwayne Wiggins at number 9, almost another nice if Downs ranked 1 higher. Defensive player of the year goes to old ass Eric Kendricks on the Packers, old ass Von Miller at number 2 on the Seahawks, DeMarcus Lawrence at number 5, I'm surprised he wasn't higher, with 18.5 sacks. Dwayne Wiggins wins offensive rookie of the year, of course. Rayshawn Session at number 2, so we top 2 there. Trent Brown, I saw him in the draft. How many Trent Browns are there in the NFL now? Well, it might only be 2, but I feel like there's another one somewhere. Almorant at number 8. I guess that makes sense. He had like 11 touchdowns. Defensive rookie of the year goes to Max McPherson. Also, wait, hold on. I want to go on a little rant here. Okay, Almorant had 11 touchdowns, right? I said in one of my videos that touchdowns are overrated as a stat. I didn't mean it's overrated to get them necessarily, but to say someone's good because they got a lot of touchdowns is stupid. That's not necessarily the case for quarterbacks either, because that was like a fucking argument against me. I never said that for quarterbacks. I just meant like receiving and rushing touchdowns, because Almorant here had like 11 touchdowns, sure, but he also had like 2.9 yards per carry. I wouldn't necessarily say he was a good player this year, but I'm sure in real life if he had that year, there would be people like, oh, he had a lot of touchdowns, he must have been good. The only reason he got those touchdowns is because he got the ball at the goal line. Like, scoring is a good thing for sure, but to say someone is good just because they got a lot of touchdowns, touchdowns can be fluky for sure. I would go more off of yards, but even then, just watch the fucking player to decide if they're good instead of going purely off of stats. Quarterback is like arguably the one position where you can do that, but even then, last year, this is gonna make people mad, but players like, you know, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff had really good stats. Are they like 2 of the best quarterbacks in the NFL? Hell no. But anyways, rant over. We didn't have anyone for defensive rookie of the year. It goes to Max McPherson of the Cowboys. I already said that. But anyways, let's see who we're going to be taking on in the divisional. We're probably going to lose this game. I feel like the better we do in the regular season, the worse we do in the playoffs. Or worse, not worst. English is hard apparently. We're going to be taking on the 9-8 Minnesota Vikings. They're also an 84 overall, so I mean, if we lose this, I won't complain too much. I just hate when we lose to like considerably worse rosters. We do have the home game and the better record though. If we lose because of our defense, I'll complain for sure, but without further ado, let's just simulate this game came out against the Vikings. And we do win 24-21. I don't know why, but wasn't there like a Vikings-Eagles game in the playoffs in like 2017? Like the conference champion? Was that the conference championship? Like when Nick Foles was playing? I think it was Nick Foles versus, who was the QB who was really good for the Vikings for like 1 year and then kind of disappeared again? Fuck, who was it? I'm wanting to say Nick Mullen. It's obviously not Nick Mullen. Case Keenum, that's who it was. I think I remember like sitting in a fucking Chinese restaurant with my family like 6 years ago, like looking at that game on my phone. I don't know why that came to mind, but it did. I think it was like the divisional round or something, like before the Eagles won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. I think the Eagles absolutely smoked them too in that game, the Vikings-Eagles game. I don't know. Either way, we get a win. Pointless fucking ramble. I know. I'm sorry. I do that a lot if you're new here. But let's simulate, or well, I guess I haven't even talked about this game yet. We're going to be taking on the Bucks in the conference championship. We might go back to back-to-back Super Bowls here. It looked like the Buccaneers had Mark Andrews, which is interesting. They also have Joey Bosa, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Danielle Hunter. That is a scary team, low-key. Who is their QB again? I feel like, oh, it's Jacoby Brissett. Interesting. I mean, underrated in real life for sure, but still not like amazing or anything. He's definitely more solid than people give him credit for, though. Their corner group isn't great. I mean, this would be good in real life, but like after some players here have developed, that's just meh. But anyways, we do definitely have a better team than the Buccaneers, so let's inevitably lose. Can't wait. Okay, we do actually lose. It was close at least, and our defense did well. We lose 16-13, and it's gonna be a rematch of a Super Bowl that happened, I think, 2020. Was it in 2020 from the 2019 season, or was it in 2021 from the 2020 season? I can't remember. Either way, it's going to be a Buccaneers and Chiefs Super Bowl here. Jacoby Brissett versus Patrick Mahomes. We have an upgrade for Dwayne Wiggins. Big question here. Did he go up to X Factor? I feel like sometimes QBs, or players in general, if they have Superstar and they win Rookie of the Year, they don't go up in Dev Trait to an X Factor, but hopefully he did. Okay, he didn't, unfortunately. Stays at Superstar, but that's still good, obviously. I wish he got a Dev Trait, but it is what it is. I did see Josh Downs got Superstar. Ooh, did we get any other dev ups? Let's check real quick. I think that was the only one on offense, unfortunately. And then on defense, Reddick went up to Superstar, Leonard went up to Star, and then I think that's it. So, 3 in total. That's definitely not bad. I won't complain about that. But let's see who's gonna win the Super Bowl here between the Chiefs and Buccaneers. Oh, the Chiefs absolutely smoke the Buccaneers. 42-24. Yikes. We could have done better than that, I think, hopefully. I feel like we should have been there. I mean, we definitely had the better team and we were at home, but certified EA classic, we'll say that. But in terms of re-signings, who are we still gonna have here? Chuba Hubbard, no thanks. Bobby Wagner, if he accepts this for sure, 1 year, 8.3 mil, he re-signs, beautiful. DJ Reed he's not a backup, but we have a good replacement for him. TJ Edwards, we will re-sign. He rejected this. We'll try player friendly, I guess. 5 years, 88 mil, but he doesn't even really play that much. So we might re-sign him in free agency, but we will see. And then everyone else here is pretty much backups or just not that good. So, I mean, I guess we'll re-sign Jake Elliott, 3 years, 12.9 mil. He re-signs. But with that, let's get into free agency with over $100 million to work with. And let's actually try to upgrade this team. Okay, so unfortunately, this is a very defense-heavy free agent class. There isn't a good QB, not that we need one, but there just isn't. There isn't really a good running back. I mean, Elijah Mitchell's good in real life, but he's not that good here, but we'll at least try to send him a contract offer. Hopefully he does better than what we had last year. But I guess that's what we said in the last offseason, and Chuba Hubbard wasn't great either, so I don't know. There just isn't a good receiver. I mean, there's old Odell Beckham Jr., but I'd rather just stick with what they have or what we have and hope they can develop. There isn't a very good tight end. I mean, we might go with like Dawson Knox or somebody if he doesn't get signed immediately, but like, I don't know, that's not a massive upgrade over Darnell right at this point. I want to go for Ethan Posick, but there are 2 other teams very interested in the Rams and Giants. We'll see if we can get him though. There's Braden Smith here, which would be cool, but he's not interested at all, and even after I bumped it up a lot, couldn't get 5 bars of interest. The Raiders are very interested in him, so couldn't even tie them. I guess we'll go for Jonathan Allen. Not that we need him, we have Jalen Carter, but I want to spend the money on something. We're also going to go for Sauce Gardner. Not my favorite player in the NFL, because I am a Seahawks fan, and all I see is him getting slobbed off like crazy. crazy. The NFL deadass made a post like, when will he be in the Hall of Fame? Like, shut the fuck up, dude. He commits defensive pass interference more than I've ever seen, and he gets away with it every single play. I don't know how. It genuinely shocks me whenever I see it. Another little bit of an overrated player, in my opinion, in Roquan Smith. He's a very good linebacker, obviously, but I just probably pissed off a lot of people. We're also going to go for Ethan Posick at center. I think I already showed that, and then Elijah Mitchell. So are any of these players like necessary? Not really, not necessarily, but we'll see if we can get any of them. It looks like they all sign, and who do we get? Okay, we get Jonathan Allen, we get Sauce Gardner, we get all 5 of them, it looks like. So what's our defense overall up to? It says 85. Okay, what is it actually? Only a 92. Oh, I mean, obviously that's very good. I thought it would go up a little more than that, but that's very good, obviously. And you know, we are still lacking like a number 1 receiver on offense. I mean, well, to be fair, Josh Downs has played like a number 1 receiver, but he doesn't quite have the overall of a number 1 receiver. So we might make a trade for a receiver or a running back or something. We'll see what we can do. Oh my God, this would be such a horrendous trade to make in real life, but it makes sense for us to do here. Devin Witherspoon and Jalen Carter are backups now. It's such a goddamn overpay. I think the second alone is almost an overpay itself for 31-year-old Tyler Lockett. I mean, Tyler Lockett's still really good. And honestly, I don't even want to say what I was about to say, actually. You can take a guess what I was going to say, but he's been taking a lot less hits lately. He just kind of goes down after he makes the catch, which I'm all for as a Seahawks fan. I want him to stay good for as long as he can. Clearly a very smart person. He's also a realtor, which is interesting. I would be down to have Tyler Lockett as my realtor. Let's just say that. But yeah, this would be a fucking terrible trade to make in real life, but it's 2 backups. If this was a longer rebuild, I would not make this trade because obviously Witherspoon and Carter are just going to get better while Lockett only gets worse, but it's just for 1 year, so I'm fine with it. Again, would never make that trade in real life. The second round pick is almost an overtrade on its own, but we needed a number 1 receiver and we definitely got that. I see him get called underrated all the time, but I still don't see him show up in any like top receiver lists, so I guess he's still underrated. Okay, well, here in the draft, the Colts have the number 1 pick. We don't pick until number 30, of course, but it's not like we would get a whole lot from this draft anyways. Our team is already kind of like good enough. The one thing I do want to look at is maybe a new left tackle. I mean, Dan Moore hasn't been the worst, but also we could probably upgrade there. This George Cohen guy looks all right, but he's not supposed to go for another couple rounds, and he doesn't look amazing. He's a bad run blocker, but pass blocking is a lot more important at left tackle, so I don't know if I care that much. Honestly, none of the potential options at tackle look all that good. I don't know which one's the best. I guess the better one might be Jermaine McKee. He is slower, though. Could also go with the tight end, I guess. Not that they would really play all that much, but we could, technically. Ooh, Mitch Middlebrooks looks pretty good. A deep route, really good speed. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go with a lineman later. Let's go with Mitch Middlebrooks. I just pressed B instead of A. I'm stupid. All right, welcome to the team, Mitch Middlebrooks. And he has hidden dev, 85 speed, 91 excel, good agility for a tight end, good change of direction. Now we have a really good tight end duo between Darnell Washington and Mitch Middlebrooks. We have another second round pick this year. Wait, why do we have so many second round picks? But we don't have our original one? Dude, I don't know. I'm not gonna ask. But the 2 tackles I did want are still available here. I guess this isn't too many picks after our original pick was. I don't know which one I want to go with. Neither of them look that good, but fuck it. Let's go with Jermaine McKee. He's a year younger, looks more well-rounded in terms of just ratings. He's a little slower, but I guess a tiny bit stronger. Fuck it, let's take him. And he does have hidden dev, 84 strength. That's not great, but 69 speed. Nice. We'll take it. And fuck it, just because we can, let's go with the other one in case he's better. Isaiah Fender. Obviously faster, maybe a little weaker, not as good of a run blocker, but a better pass blocker. Let's take him. And he also has hidden dev, 83 strength, so he is a little weaker, but 72 speed is a little faster. His acceleration is fucking awful. Only a 71. Most linemen, even if they're slow, they'll have like around an 80. So that's interesting. And I don't know what else to do with this last pick, so let's go go with Jose Glenn out of LSU, a decent looking running back. Slow, but strong, and has quite a few A's across the board, so let's take him. Normal dev, but could be a good overall, we'll see. Probably won't even play a role anyways, but I took him for some reason. Okay, not as good of a draft as last year, but that's fine. I was just desperation picking needs, so Middlebrooks is a 73. I thought he would be like a 75 or a 76. I thought he looked really good, but apparently not. I guess we didn't know a lot of his ratings, so they must not have been like that good. Yeah, he only has 74 catch in traffic. He's mostly just athletic, it looks like at least. Jermaine McKee is the better tackle, so I did make the right pick originally, but we got both anyways. Also, I didn't even realize they have the exact same face. That's kind of scary. And then Jose Glenn, the running back, is only a 70. I don't even know if he's gonna make the team. I mean, I guess we'll keep 4 running backs, but meh. I took this tackle. I don't know why. He has good pass block ratings, but he also has 77 strength, so that's not ideal, believe it or not. The CPU took a good corner, Andrew Pickett. Only normal dev, but he is a 71 overall, so that's nice, I guess. I mean, I don't even know if he'll make the team, but it's a good pick, good value regardless. So, underwhelming draft, but like, I don't know what I expected. So with that, let's get into year number 3 of the rebuild, the third and final year. But here is a look at the team heading into the third and final year of the rebuild. We're looking really good. We're up to an 86 overall, which, by the way, I think was the same overall for the offense-only fantasy draft heading into the final year. So weird how things worked out here, but we have a 93 defense, 81 offense. Our offense is pretty good now. I mean, it's not bad at all. Obviously, we traded for Tyler Lockett. I hope Elijah Mitchell can do, you know, as well as he does in real life instead of, you know, as well as he's done here, because that's not doing very well. But, you know, we added players like Ethan Posick this offseason too. I guess we'll keep Dan Moore at left tackle, because he hasn't been very good, but I don't know if a rookie would do like better or worse or what would happen. So if he sucks at the midseason, we'll put in like either Fender or McKee, but for now we'll just keep him at left tackle. And then here's the defense, massively upgraded, not like it needed it, but I wanted to sign some players in free agency, and the only good ones were defensive players. So we added Jonathan Allen, of course, Roquan Smith, Sauce Gardner. We're looking really good, in other words. So with that, without further ado, let's just get straight to the end of year number 3, and hopefully we can have a pretty good season once again. Alright, well, I guess y'all definitely know why we're here at this point. Super quick, if you for some reason have not already, be sure to like and be sure to subscribe. Takes you like 2 seconds, and you get banger rebuilds from yours truly, recommended to you. And of course, 1,500 likes for another special fantasy draft whenever we hit that goal. I'm serious, if we don't hit that goal, I might not do it, we'll see. But that was the offense, and then here is a look at the defense. Up to a 95 overall defense. I mean, this is genuinely like an all-pro defense. Like, this is absolutely disgusting. We're up to an 89 overall team, so I mean, doing a defense-only draft might be low-key kind of the strat, as long as you can build up a decent offense, which we have. Could be better, but the free agent classes have been kind of mid for offense, but it's still definitely pretty good. But in year number 3, we finished only 10-7. We did make the playoffs at least, but I would guess we're the best roster in the NFL. At least tied for it. Okay, yeah, there's us at an 89, and I think the Chiefs are the second best team at an 86, and the Broncos. So, yeah, we're the best team in the NFL by 3 overall. At least we made the playoffs, but we should have been better than that. We did at least have the best defense, but our pass D was not great. But for season stats, Dwayne Wiggins wasn't very good. 4,100 yards, but only 28 touchdowns and 15 picks. That's probably towards the bottom in the NFL in terms of stats. Yep, there's Jacoby Brissett up there being a monster. That's realistic. I hate this game. God, Derek Carr was terrible. But yeah, that was definitely towards the bottom in the NFL. So that's not great. But Elijah Mitchell was doing well at the midseason. He ended up being not great, but better than what we've had, so we'll take it. Almost 4 yards per carry, which even then 4 is just like meh. 3.8 is pretty bad. Not even 1,000 yards. I wish we could have found a better running back, but we couldn't. Josh Downs actually actually led the team in receiving yards again, just over 1,000, only 2 touchdowns though. Tyler Lockett I thought would be like far and away our #1 receiver, but for yards he was second, 10 touchdowns though. Darnell Washington 900 yards, Session in year 2 only 600 yards. Blocking, Roman Dean was ass. Dan Moore I benched at the midseason for Jermaine McKee, who was actually pretty good. We also might bench Roman Dean for Isaiah Fender, we'll see. Roquan led the team in tackles with 125, tackles for loss 20 for Aaron Donald, 15 for Allen, 14 for Reddick, and then sacks 15 for DeMarcus Lawrence, 14.5 for Aaron Donald, 12 for Hassan Reddick, 10 for Jonathan Allen. Finally, some of our players are playing as they should on defense. Trey Hendrickson, still not many sacks, but again, he's just a backup, so that's fine. And then interceptions, 4 for Derwin James led the team, 3 for Sauce, Charvarius Ward, and Roquan Smith, 2 for Antoine Winfield, and then 1 for a few players. Our offense just wasn't good. I almost wonder if we should switch our offensive playbook. The Eagles' offense, now that I think about it, is never that crazy in this game. Oh, what is this top 4? Holy fuck. CJ Stroud, Jacoby Brissett, Dak Prescott, and Jimmy Garoppolo. I hate this game with a burning passion. I mean, some of these guys maybe make sense for sure, but like, what the hell? Not when they're like an 80-ish overall. But offensive player of the year for like the 3rd year in a row goes to Bijan. Laviska Shenault, someone I'm very high on in real life, at #2 on the Falcons. Marquise Brown on the Commanders, that's interesting. Deontay Hardy up there again, but no Eagles up here, unsurprisingly. Defensive player of the year goes to Max Crosby this year. Is that his 2nd defensive player of the year in this rebuild, or did Vaughn win it? No, I think it was him, and then Vaughn was 2. Aaron Donald at #4, Reddick at 7, no other Eagles. Offensive wait, really? No DeMarcus Lawrence? Interesting. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Craig Valentine of the Cowboys. Mitch Middlebrooks, the #2 tight end, at 7. Defensive rookie of the year goes to Dan Allen of the Falcons. No Eagles up here, unfortunately, but I don't know who would have been anyways. So, should I switch the offensive playbook? We're gonna send up a Hail Mary, you know what I mean? We're gonna hope by switching it doesn't end up being worse. You know what? Let's go with the Panthers. The Panthers playbook is, I think, slept on in this game. I always see their offense do well. They really use a receiving back, which we don't really have here. If this was the actual Eagles with like DeAndre Swift, that would be nice, but yeah, we don't really have the greatest receiving back here ever. What am I doing? My brain's not working right now. Okay, so we will switch to Carolina, and hopefully that'll be pretty good. But we're gonna be taking on the 10-7, or 10-7, we're 10-7, the 13-4 Atlanta Falcons in the wild card, which, by the way, we have 6 fucking overall on them, and they won 3 more games. I love this game. It's super well made. But with that, let's simulate this game against the Falcons and probably lose, but hopefully we can win. Okay, we do win, but barely, and our defense allowed 33 points. Thankfully, our offense did show up. I wish it would show playoff stat rankings down here instead of regular season, but either way, well, no, I guess it's fair that it shows regular season, but we're going to be taking on the Buccaneers in the divisional. They took us out of the playoffs last year, I'm pretty sure that was. A few upgrades here, but, well, I guess 1 starter in Jermaine McKee. I guess that's pretty important because McKee was really good last year, but also, wait, didn't the Buccaneers have Baker? Or no, well, they have Baker in real life. That's what I'm thinking of. Never mind. I think they had Brissett the whole time. I'm stupid. The Cowboys had Baker, I'm pretty sure. Do they still? I mean, he's been good, so I would guess so. Yeah. Does he have, like, Superstar Dev or something now? No, still only Star, but he's been doing well, so it's interesting. A lot of people have given up on him for some reason, which maybe he will suck this year, but he wasn't great last year because the Rams' offense was entirely 3rd string, and he wasn't great for his last year with the Browns because he was hurt, and they were still having him play. So maybe he'll have a resurgence. I don't know. Maybe he won't. We'll see. But anyways, back to the rebuild. Let's see if we can get a win against the Buccaneers here. And we do. We beat them 26-20. Our defense did a little better there, but still not amazing. Not very important upgrades here. Al Morant, I guess, but like that's it. But we're going to be taking on the 15-2, but only 84 overall Carolina Panthers. See what I mean about their playbook? I mean, they had the 2nd best offense in the NFL, while our defense was 20th and it's only 1 overall lower. So, that's not great. But anyways, let's see if we can move on to our 2nd Super Bowl in the rebuild. We've been in the conference championship all 3 years so far. Let's see if we can make it to another Super Bowl. And unfortunately, we do not. It's going to be Chiefs-Panthers in the Super Bowl, as a much worse Carolina Panthers roster beats us 28-3. Shout out the Falcons, I guess. Maybe that's a hint for a future video coming in the next week or so. We'll see. But of course, that's going to be the end of today's video. Again, like the 5th time I've plugged, I'm sorry, but be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. 1,500 likes for another fantasy draft. Subscribe to be an OG, another special video whenever we hit 11K. Very special once we hit 15K, you know what I'm saying. But I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. This is a crazy roster. Hassan Reddick got Superstar X Factor now. Charvarius Ward finally got Star. But I'll shut up now. Thank you all so much for watching. And with that, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.